Chapter 7. We'll never find it. I've got it, Vinegar said. Her voice was so unexpected it made everyone jump. There's still one place we haven't explored yet, Vinegar explained. We haven't searched the garden. The garden, Dimples said. I forgot all about that. Ellie sat up. The garden? She asked. But the garden is huge. So what? Dimples said. There are plenty of us here. We'll all stretch out in a line and work from one end of the garden to the other to look for the ring. There's a well and lots of trees in the garden, Vinegar said. We can search those as well. Why do we need to search the trees? Ellie asked. Grandma's ring won't be up in one of those. You never know, dear, Vinegar said. A bird may have carried the ring up and put it on a twig for all we know, Dimple said. So out they all went into the garden. The mice and the spiders lined up along the outside wall of the house, standing foot to foot, to foot to foot to foot. More mice and spiders stood in a line in front of the first row and another row lined up ahead of that. It meant that if the first line missed the ring, then the second line would not, and even if they did, the third line was bound to spot it. Okay, friends, stay alert, Vinegar ordered. Keep your eyes peeled, everyone, Dimple piped up. Slowly, oh slowly, the lines of mice and spiders inched their way forward. The sun was high in the sky before they had even covered half of the garden. And the sun had begun to lower very, very slowly down again before they had got 3/4 of the way. Ellie looked up at the sky, then up at her grandma's dining room window. She had less than an hour left to find the ring. Otherwise, she was going to be a cat forever. There was still a patch of garden left to search, but a few mice and spiders were beginning to mumble and grumble. We'll never find this ring. This is silly. It's a total waste of time. Ellie hung her head. She understood that those mice and spiders would rather be doing something else. It wasn't much fun sniffing and scratching at the grass and ground to try to find Grandma's ring. Ellie's neck and her eyeballs ached from peering at the ground. Ellie was sure that everyone was as tired as she was. After all, none of them had gotten any sleep. Listen, everyone, Ellie called out. I know that some of you guys are getting fed up. You can go if you want to, but I still want to thank you for helping me. Vinegar scampered up the wall of the well to stand at the top of it. Friends, we can't leave Ellie in her hour of need, Vinegar cried. Ellie is our friend. We can't let her down. And besides, do you want to see Jolly the Revolting stay as a girl in Ellie's body? Is it right that Ellie should be a cat for the rest of her life? No, no. Come on, mates, Dimple shouted. Vinegar's right. Ellie needs us. Are we going to let her down? No, everyone shouted. Hooray! Vinegar yelled. She jumped up and down on the top of the well, waving all her arms and legs. But she jumped up a bit too high and waved her 8 arms and legs a bit too hard. Splosh! Vinegar fell backwards into the well. Vinegar! Ellie shouted. She jumped up into the wall of the well and peered down into the shadowy water below. Vinegar, are you all right? Oh, dear, Vinegar called back up. What a state! I'm soaked. Yes, dear, I'm all right, but I can't believe I was so clumsy. I'm not normally like that, and the fresh silk I spun just this morning is ruined. How are we going to get you out? Ellie called out. I'll climb out, Vinegar said. Vinegar placed her arms and legs on the walls of the well, but they kept slipping off. She tried again, but the same thing happened. Oh dear, the walls are slippery and slimy, Vinegar said. Can't you climb up? Ellie asked. I can't get a foothold, dear, Vinegar replied. I'm going to have to tread water for a while. But if we leave you down there, you'll get tired, Ellie said. Then you'll sink into the water and drown. Never mind that. Leave me here, Vinegar ordered. You can't waste time helping me. You need to find the ring. But we can't leave you, Ellie said. You're going to have to decide what we should do, Ellie, Dimple said. Whatever you think is best. Ellie, go, Vinegar ordered. If you try to save me, by the time you fish me out, it will be dinner time. If you help me, you'll be a cat forever. Let's move on to chapter 8.